It's Black Friday, or close enough, and if you're like a lot of folks, you might be looking for a great deal on a new laptop. And if you're after an office laptop or something for everyday web browsing and media consumption, I've got one you should see. This is the Asus Vivobook 14, and while it might not be everything you're looking for, maybe it is. The experience starts with a box. We're in search of incredible, folks. Will we find it? Well, the price was certainly incredible. BestBuy.com had this laptop listed at a Black Friday price of just $200 in late November 2024. Let's unbox it. So there's the laptop, weighing in at about 3.1 pounds. Inside the box, you'll find an In Search of Incredible user guide, a congratulations on your purchase card, and a warranty card. Aside from the wall charger, which we'll look at later, there's not much else in the box. But check out how through the protective packaging, we can already see the Asus Vivobook logo. Look at that. Asus Vivobook. Said packaging slides away easily enough, and there it is, folks. The Asus Vivobook 14, featuring the quiet blue colorway. It has a compact form factor, and while the material feels like plastic, it also feels nice and solid. And interestingly, the Asus Vivobook logo is slightly raised, a nice tactile detail. Another interesting detail is found on the bottom of this laptop, which has an almost sandblasted sort of finish. Now, as far as ports go, on one side you have a headphone jack, a USB-C, two USB-As, an HDMI 1.4 port, and the charging port. On the other side, just a single USB-A. Right off the bat, you can see the finish does pick up fingerprints something fierce, and the laptop doesn't quite pass the single-handed open test. When you do get it open, you're greeted to more protective material, which is easy enough to remove. And then it's laptop time. The Asus Vivobook 14 features a 14-inch 1080p screen with a 60Hz refresh rate, and it's powered by the Intel 12th Gen Core i3 with integrated Intel Iris Xe graphics. There's 8 gigs of DDR4 RAM under the hood and a 128 gig SSD. So it's not a super powerful machine, but it's good enough for office work, web browsing, or typing up the next great young adult dystopian novel. And you're going to want a good keyboard for that. The Vivobook 14 features the Asus ErgoSense keyboard. Judging by the website for this thing, Asus put a lot of care into designing the keyboard. The keys are well spaced out, and I found it comfortable to use. The keys also have a simulated texture to them, and you could kind of see the shadow effect around the F keys. You don't actually feel any of this stuff, but it's a nice touch and gives the keyboard a unique look. The trackpad is relatively large, and it's got a bunch of numbers on it, which I've never seen on a trackpad before. But I don't feel them, and the movement is nice and smooth. As you can see, you can lay the laptop completely flat if you want to. And if you know a reason to lay it flat like this, let me know in the comments. And while you're at it, why not hit the subscribe button and like and share my video? Now, before I power up this laptop, I do want to take a look at the screen coating. So check it out. As you can see, the Asus Vivobook seems to handle reflections pretty well. They're kind of diffused, especially when compared to this older laptop where the screen is practically a mirror. Alright folks, what do you say we fire it up? In order to do that, we're going to need the included 45-watt wall charger, so I'll plug that into the laptop, plug the other side into the wall, and press the on button. Boom. Oh boy folks, I think we're getting closer to finding that incredible we've been searching for. And speaking of incredible, here's my puppy. Look how cute she is. Look how proud. You know what would make her really happy? You subscribing to Unboxer of Worlds. You tell him, puppy. Woof. Alright, this is the 14-inch 1080p screen of the Asus Vivobook 14. It isn't an OLED screen, but it supposedly gets up to 250 nits of brightness. The viewing angles are pretty good. You're not totally losing the image if you view it from an angle, but as usual, looking straight on is best. So there's the trackpad again. I'm not sure what that on-off button is for, but you can see the cursor moving around. The screen has a 60 Hz refresh rate, so not exactly blazing, but again, it's fine for casual use. There's a 720p webcam, and it has this cool little slider to cover the lens when you're not using it. The ASUS Webcam Shield. And now that I've got some privacy, it's pizza time. There's nothing like frozen French bread pizza after a long day of unboxing. This laptop features Windows 11 Home in S mode, and from what I understand, that basically means you're going to have to get all your apps and stuff from the Windows Store. That may or may not be ideal for you, so definitely keep it in mind when making your purchasing decision. I haven't done any gaming on this machine, and I don't really think that's what this laptop is meant for, but for stuff like browsing the web, jumping back and forth between browser tabs and whatnot, it's fine. And while I don't truly know if dachshunds are the longest dogs, I know my dachshund certainly thinks she is. If you're wondering about the audio-video experience on this machine, let's take a trip to the Unboxer of Worlds YouTube channel, where I have an eclectic mix of unboxings, reviews, gaming, and puppy content. It really makes no sense, but whatever, here's some video. Displays and cutting-edge tech, the marquee feature of Amazon's Fire tablets has always been affordability. Speaking of affordability, that may just be the coolest feature of the Vivobook 14, at least on Black Friday. And while there are certainly flashier, more powerful machines out there, the Asus Vivobook 14 isn't trying to be one of them. It's a competent, everyday use machine. Something to chill with on the couch or at a desk and just enjoy some YouTube videos or your preferred flavor of social media. If that's your goal, the Asus Vivobook 14 may be just the Black Friday deal you're looking for.